Hi, I'm Natalie with Eminence Organic Skincare and welcome to In the Mix. Well, today's a little bit about hashtag Ask Natalie, but with a twist. We had a fabulous tweet come to us from, I believe, at Megan Veneta. I hope I have that right. And her question was around that she suffers from dry skin and she has tried everything, but she's still not getting the results that she's looking for. So we also received this actually from quite a few people. So we thought, well, let's just create an entire little session here for all of us to talk about combating our dry skin and why do we get it and all the causes and all those good things. And then I'm gonna set you up with a really good home care routine as we go. So first of all, what causes dry skin? So we can have a lot of things. Aging is one of them, so time does travel, so we will end up seeing the bit of the effects that we get from the aging process, and some of that could be just as simple as losing water in our skin, and that can cause that dullness and that kind of gray undertone that we see in our skin. And then we can also look at our environment, right? This could be changes just in the season. So right, you know, going from, especially in the transitional seasons as well. So if we go like from fall into winter and then again spring into summer, there's some like transition times for our skin which can give us the feeling of it being drier. We can also think of stress. I mean, I think all of us have a little bit of stress in our lives that actually can cause a bit of dryness as well. And we can also think of, are we resting? So lack of sleep. I mean, we live in such a busy time in the world today that we may not be sleeping or resting as much either. So those are just a couple of things to keep in mind of what could be causing our dry skin. And of course, last but not least, you are actually a true dry skin. And from some of our past In the Mix videos, we've talked about dry skin, and really when we think about dry skin, it means that our skin is just not as effective with giving us enough oil in the skin. So we may have a lot of water, but we may not have a lot of oil, so this creates really small pores too. So a really good way to identify if you are a true dry skin is when you look in the mirror, you shouldn't really be able to see your pores at all. If you are an aged skin that is dry, your pores may start to look a little bit larger, but for the most part, you won't be able to really see your pores. The rest of us who do see our pores a little bit more maybe in our T-zone, we could be suffering from some dryness, but also some dehydration, which is water. So when you're thinking about your home care routine, you want to think about all of the routine. So what are you doing weekly? What are you doing monthly? Are you going to see your esthetician to get that professional care and a deeper look at your skin so that you're getting the right treatment for your home care routine? And we also want to ensure that you're doing your daily routine, which includes AM and PM, or daytime and nighttime care. My couple of tips to help the skin be a little more relaxed and feeling better, because as we know, dry skin can make us feel a bit tight and it can give that dullness. It doesn't look like it has a lot of energy. Is when you're choosing products, especially your cleansers, look for more gentle base type cleansing, as well as, are you using hot water? So hot water can be a big no-no. So change your temperature of your water. So those of you, I know you're looking at me right now going, Nat, I love my hot showers. Just remember, if you're dry, that hot shower is going to contribute to the dryness in your skin. So thinking about what you're using in the shower itself as your body washes, as well as what you're using as your cleanser. So some of us can keep a cleanser in the shower. So today I'm going to just give you an awesome routine that I know that works really, really well for my clients, as well as when I'm combating my dryness during seasonal change, is I love reaching for cleansing balms. Cleansing balms are great because they are heavier, right? So they have more oil base in them, and they tend to give you really deep moisturizing at the same time, but they don't strip the skin either. So when you remove them, you actually feel like you almost have a moisturized skin. So this is a good place to go. So we did our wildflower collection, which it's a little bit endearing to me because it reminds me of our classics of Eminence and brought us back to the Hungarian heritage. And we have a beautiful cleansing balm here. So remember, cleansing balms are like multi-purpose. When you use it straight up on the skin, I'll just give you a quick demo. When it's actually applied directly on the skin, you see it acts a lot like an oil cleanser. So a lot of lifting, but it's going to give you your moisture. Now, if I add a bit of water to it, I'm going to change it and it's going to become more like a milk or lighter emulsion to the skin, making it a little bit lighter weight for those of us who may be feeling a bit dry, dehydrated, that are naturally a combination or a normal skin type versus dry. And I can't help it, it smells so good. But I will tell you something, because it is a transformative product, I don't usually recommend keeping this one in the shower. If you do, then it will be warm up and you're gonna end up more of the oil type of cleanser. It's totally fine. It's awesome. Just remember that if you're looking for that dual effect, that better just to keep it at your sink. So just a small tip for you there. Now, the next step always after cleansing is we love to do a toning step. So almost like the conditioning step to the skin, which is really important for those of you out there who do have true dry skin. This is going to create that first layer prior to your moisturizers or your weekly care. Our neroli, and as you can see, it's a little bit more cloudy, and it has great ingredients that are more oil soluble, so this is going to give you more of that moisturizing effect to the skin. And I love to call it Hawaii in a bottle because it does take you on a vacation temporarily in the washroom. Exfoliation is another big one. Remember, talking about the dullness, the buildup, especially if you were dealing with more aging skin, we really need to make sure that we're getting a good clean surface to work on. So I have two for you. For daily or up, 2 or 3 times a week, if you just need a really good lift up the skin and you don't want to fuss and muss too much. So those of us who really like to have convenience, I go for our Calm Skin Chamomile Exfoliating Peel. Why? It's so easy. You just literally open up the airless jar. You have your cotton round. I've got one right here for you. And you literally have to pump, wipe, and leave it. There's nothing else you need to do. So it is those of us who like convenience and like to keep things easy, this is excellent. And why Calm Skin? Because the Calm will help make sure that the skin has less appearance of redness. Okay, so that's a good one there, which kind of usually associated with dry skin. Now, my personal favorite, when you have a little bit more time, I go for the illuminating system. Well, it says illuminating. Who doesn't want illuminated skin? But just know that it comes in the sleeve. So I'm just gonna give it a little pull up for you and just give you a quick peek. There's probably about 12 good solid treatments in here. So you would do this once a week for 4 months. So this will, 4 months. And you're getting a 2-part exfoliation treatment, which is fantastic. They do work synergistically together. This is good for all skin types and all skin conditions. So if you're watching today and you don't have the dry skin, you can still go ahead and use this. It's going to be good for you as well. Then the finishing moisturizer we've given here is the Arctic Berry Peptide Moisturizer. But if you're lost, don't worry. There's plenty of instruction on how to use this system, and we have great information on our website as well. So please feel free. And I'm not mistaken, I think we even had in the mix video around the Arctic Berry system. So go through the feed and check it out. So that would be your exfoliation. So we love that. Then of course you can do masking. Pick any of the masks that you love. It's okay. If you're already using the coconut mask is good. The strawberry mask is fine. So anything that's going to be more of a cream or a rich based mask from Eminence will be great. But something I wanted to bring to your attention is that we have a beautiful treatment cream. It's actually our Linden and Calendula treatment cream. It's nice and rich. It's quite thick. Has great texture. Again, part of our classics way back that we've had for a really long time. Actually one of the very first moisturizers I ever used when I began as an esthetician with Eminence. But if you put just a little bit of a thicker layer on the skin, it acts like a mask. So think of it like treatment. So it's a cream, but you can make it a mask for yourself, or even think about it as one of those overnight mask treatments, right? So you can put a little bit thicker layer and allow it to go in. This is a little secret. So especially when I'm thinking of Megan, I think you'll really find this a hero in your home care routine. So again, you can use it as your moisturizing finish or you can use it part of your treatment after you exfoliate if you wish. So as for serums, because obviously we need to get that next layer in, I have two that I have one that I tend to go to the most, and that's our marine flower peptide serum, and it's because it has everything you possibly could need in it. This is going to leave the skin really moisturized. It's going to give you a plumped finish. It's very easy. The texture is gorgeous. It's not super heavy, but it does a big job. So it's almost like one of those tricky serums. It goes on nice and thin. You're thinking, hey, is this going to be enough for me? It totally is. So don't worry. And as good rules as follow, you always want to make sure you have your serum, apply, let it have an opportunity. So my dry skin's out there, you'll find it just goes nice into the skin quite quickly. If you're more combination, obviously it's going to take a little bit more time. But again, easy, but always making sure you use a serum before your moisturizer for my dry skins out there will be what you're looking for. What about the eyes, right? So I'm always thinking eyes, especially if you are dry or even dehydrated, we tend to see the crepiness around our crow's feet a lot more, just even in our forehead. Just think about all those zones that tend to pick up on the dryness and accentuate it. So looking at really good moisturizing types of eye creams are going to be in your favor. I've pulled out two because we have to remember we're not only taking care of our skin in the day, we also need to consider how our skin is being cared for when we are sleeping. So the first one for the day, to piggyback with the beautiful benefits of the marine flower serum, is that we have a beautiful eye cream, and it's one of the richer ones that we have in the in Eminence as a whole. So you're going to get that really rich, beautiful, luxurious cream eye treatment for you, and you can definitely, if you have really dry eyelids, this is a question I get all the time too, is can I put my eye creams right over my eyelids? Just pick your battles, right? So you know your skin better than anyone else. So if you are prone to getting little bumps and congestion on the eyelid area, it's okay. Your eyes must be producing enough as it is, so you can just avoid the lid. But it doesn't hurt to actually go up higher, up the top of the brow, because that creates that lift for us. And then we have, of course, around this. So my rule, ring finger is great, and you want to tap and you want to work around the bone area of your eye, and then the cream and the moisturizer from your eye products will naturally make its way closer to the eye. So there's no need to overload, as we say. The choice I have for you for your night eye cream is our lavender night eye cream. And this one, because it is again on the richer side of our moisturizers, and it is very good for protecting the skin at night. So meaning protecting your skin at night, meaning that it's going to help your skin be less dry when you wake up in the morning, which is a good thing. So thinking about that, and always considering that fancy term called transepidermal water loss, which is what happens when we sleep. So it's kind of an interesting thing, but when you're sleeping, it's almost like the drawbridge just decides to close down, and your skin doesn't want to, it wants to just opens up, pardon me, and then just kind of pushes all the water out of your face. So that's not what we want to do. We want to kind of keep everything in, and that will allow us to wake up with a beautiful, hydrated, moisturized, and soft appearance around the eye area and the rest of our skin. Last but not least, of course, you can apply your moisturizer. So as I recommended, you could use the linen and calendula treatment cream, but there's also our beautiful the coconut age corrective moisturizer, which I believe is in one of our top 10, really is super popular, really helps a lot with moisturizing the skin. So those of you who are dry, that's what you're looking for. But if it's still not enough, Megan, we can do one more thing, and my recommendation is using a facial oil. So the facial oil is all oil. So you would put that over the top, and of course we have our beautiful rosehip triple C&E firming oil. You would literally put your moisturizer on, let it settle for about a minute, and then you're going to take 1 or 2 drops of the facial oil. And please remember that you only need 1 or 2 drops, okay? 1, 2. That will cover your whole face, and the neck, and across the décolleté area. And what you can do, warm it in the palms of your hands, and then just press over the top of the moisturizer. Anything left over, well, you know, grab a little bit of your elbows, the tops of your hands, get that cuticle. Never waste a drop. Well, I know that was a mouthful. Lots for you to take in, but know that there is solutions for dry skin. It's all about your home care routine. It's how you're layering your products and the order that you do them. So thank you, Megan, for really bringing that question to the front again, so especially when we're looking at transitions in season. Really happy that I was able to share this with you. Happy dry skin mending, all of you out there. I'm Natalie with Eminence Organic Skincare, and again, if you want to see more of these wonderful videos, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit that little bell so you have reminders, and of course we have beautiful other social media platforms. We'd love you to join us there as well. So again, I'm Natalie, and I'll catch you next time.